Hello everybody, and welcome back to Scary Skyrim Stories. Today we are going over everybody's favorite jester's journal, Cicero. If you haven't read Cicero's journal yet, I understand just wanting to grab the right journal and get on with the game, but if you have, you know it's pretty interesting to see Cicero's mental health to start declining into what we see him in Skyrim. But before the video starts, I just want to say I made a Discord. That's welcome to anybody. You can pretty much post whatever you want in there as long as it's not weird and safe. You know, as long as it's safe and not weird. And there I will also be posting announcements like when I'm live streaming or when a new video is coming out or when one's out. All that sorts of stuff. So if you want to join that, feel free to. Anyways, enjoy the video. 18th of Evening Star, 4E 186. As I begin this new phase of my life, I've decided to finally keep a journal. So much has happened to me thus far, both within Brotherhood. When I think there is no record of what transpired, it almost seems an affront to Sithis himself. So I am determined to make amends. Yes, the Dark Brotherhood has its own scribes and chroniclers, but this is their solemn task to record those events deemed important to the organization as a whole. Let this volume serve as the personal record of one man, a lowly assassin who has pledged his blade and his life to the Dark Brotherhood. 23rd Evening Star, 4E 186. I've arrived safely in the Shaden Sanctuary, and have been greeted warmly by Rasha and the others indeed. The level of support and acceptance shown by my new family is rather overwhelming, for this sanctuary knows suffering, knows sorrow, for the ghosts of purification still haunt its halls. So who better to understand the plight of a brother who lost home and heart? Whom better to comfort ones whose sanctuary is no more? The Bruma sanctuary may be gone, but my dearest brothers and sisters will live forever in my dreams, just as their souls live forever by the Dread Father's side. First of Rain's Hand, 4E 187. Completed the Baroness contract. She died well, her handmaiden less so. 12th of Rain Hand, 4E 187. Shaden all suits me. With the destruction or abandonment of the other sanctuaries, our contracts are plentiful, as are bonuses. Still, we seem to be losing our foothold throughout Tamriel at an alarming rate. There are rumors that the Black Hand is split on our continued direction. Some favor expansion, the others conciliation. My personal feeling is that Dark Brotherhood needs to, at the very least, maintain the illusion of being everywhere at once, as become exceedingly difficult to fulfill or even establish contracts in provinces where we no longer have a physical presence, like Hammerfell. The more we ignore Tamriel, the more people lose faith in the Dark Brotherhood, our power, our services, our dedication to the Void. 27th of Rainhand, 4E 187. The listener, Alison Dupre, has been visiting us for several days, down from her private residence in Breville. She and Rasha have been discussing the possibility of reopening the Shadowscale training facility of Archon in Blackmarsh, but ultimately decided we lacked the resources to follow through the plan. 28th of Rainhands, 4E 187. Completed the arena contract. I ultimately decided to pose a starstruck fan, and immediately got into the Grand Champion's good graces. While escorting the arrogant fool through the great forest, I slashed his throat and left the corpse for the bears. 27th of Sun's Heights, 4E 188. Wayrest is lost. The city fell to crosshairs, and it's just a matter of time before the sanctuary is breached. May the Night Mother watch over her children in the hour of need. 5th of the Last Seed, 4E 188. We received word today that the Wayrest Sanctuary was raided and destroyed by the Crosshairs. There were no survivors. There are now only 3 active Dark Brotherhood strongholds remaining. The Shaden Sanctuary here in the Imperial Province, a remote sanctuary located in a forested Skyrim, and the Corinth Sanctuary of Elsewhere. The Black Hand has ordered Corinth Sanctuary closed, and its members integrated into our own ranks here in Shaden. I will embrace those new family members as warmly as I was when I first made my home here. 27th of Hearthfire, 4E 188. The situation in Breville grows more dire. The city has erupted in violence due to a war of control being waged by Cyrodiil's two largest skooma traffickers. The listener, Alyssane Drupe, has forced to employ sellswords to protect her own residents. First of Sun's Dusk, 4E 188. Things in Breville have come to a head. The statue of the lucky old lady has been destroyed, and Alyssane Drupe has left her residence to guard the crypt of the Night Mother. Hidden below remains of the statue. If the crypt is discovered, Alyssane Drupe will of course protect the remains of the unholy matron until her dying breath. Rasha is sending Garnag and Andorica to aid the crypt's defense. I begged to accompany them, but Rasha wouldn't have it. He says my place is here, defending this sanctuary, and I must of course respect that decision. 12th of Sundusks, 4E 188. Botched my contract and forfeited the bonus. The silk merchant was already cold, and I was halfway through the window when her daughter stepped into the room. I had little choice at that point. 21st of Sun's Dusk, 4E 188. So much has happened since my last entry. After Garnag and Andronica left for Breville, we stopped receiving communications from the city. We feared the worst. This morning, those fears were confirmed, when Garnag returned alone, transporting a most precious cargo, the great stone coffin of the Night Mother herself. The story of Garnag told could curl the blood of even the most hardened of Sithis servants. The crypt of the Night Mother, raided, dearest Andronica cut to pieces, and the listener herself, the most honored Alyssane Drupe, burned alive in the storm of mage fire. Garnag, though gravely injured, he will most certainly lose his right eye, managed to fend off the attackers and transport the Night Mother's coffin safely out of the city. He has been on the road, making his way back here since that tragic night. 23rd of Sundusk, 4E 188. Now that things have settled down, the reality of our situation has finally come to bear. We are a dark brotherhood without a listener. With no listener, the Black Sacrament will go unheard. Surely the Night Mother will speak to someone soon, thus choosing a new listener to take Alyssane Drupe's place. Until that happens, though we must take to the streets, we must hear the pleas of the desperate and vengeful. The people of Tamriel must never know, that their prayers to the Night Mother are going unheeded. 24th of Morningstar, 4E 189. It is a new year, and 2 months since the Night Mothers first arrived here at the Shaden Sanctuary, and still the unholy matron has not seen fit to speak to any one of us, and so Rasha has decided to revive an ancient Dark Brotherhood tradition. The anointing of a keeper, a guardian whose sole duty is safeguarding the Night Mother's remains. The remaining members of the Black Hand will make their decision tomorrow. 25th of Morningstar, 4E 189. I have been chosen. By some incomprehensible twist of fate, the Black Hand has named me the Night Mother's keeper. In all honesty, I am both incredibly honored and deeply saddened. This means the end of my contracts. I'll be lucky to lift a blade again. Thankfully, Rasha has promised me one final contract before I accept my new duties. 30th Morningstar, 4E 189. The jester lies dead. My final contract has been completed. Oh, how he laughed and laughed until he didn't. 3rd of First Seed, 4E 189. I've settled well into my new role as keeper. It is my duty not to only keep the Night Mother's shrine clean and the candles lit, but to tend to the body as well. The Night Mother's crypt was a consecrated place, shroud-kissed, absent of sunlight, and safe from the world above. Removed from there, the remains are subject to the filth and corruption of the living. The body is perfectly preserved, so the concern is not physical, but rather spiritual. The remains must be sanctified regularly, so that they may continue to serve the conduit for the Night Mother's soul. Our matron's eternal spirit may travel to the void freely, but it is through her own earthly remain that she communicates with the listener, and so I wash the corpse weekly with requisite oils, recite ancient incantations, and personally see to the examination of any insects or rodents. If the Night Mother does not speak, it will be because she chooses not to, not because she is unable. This is my responsibility. This is my vow. 12th of Mid-Year, 4E 189. Months and months and months, and no listener. Why won't the Night Mother speak to me? I am worthy as keeper, but not as listener. I protect Our Lady. I keep her sanctified. but she still will not grace me with her voice. 4th of sun height 4E 189. So long since I worked my blade, so long since I saved a soul, but I am now keeper, no longer a taker. I think back fondly on my hours with the jester, his laughter, his screams, his pitiful cries, and then the end drew near. His laughter once more, merry in death as well in life. I was honored to know him. 1st of Hearthfire 4E 189. Shaden Hall has erupted into violence and chaos, like so many other cities before it. The sanctuary has remained unbreached, but for how long? Our numbers are few, and with no speaker, the contracts have dwindled almost to nothingness. Rasha's hold on to the sanctuary is slipping. 26 of Frostfall, 4E 189. Silence, deafening silence. In my head, in my head, in my head. It is the silence of death, the silence of void, seeping into me through the mother. The silence is hatred, the silence is rage, the silence is love. 4th of Evening Star 4E 189. Today Rasha declared himself listener, claiming the Night Mother spoke to him at last, but when questioned, he could not name the binding words. Liar, deceiver, his charade must not stand. 5th of Evening Star 4E. Rasha is dead, as commanded by the silence. So did I obey. I did not wield the knife, oh no, but dipped the honey, softly sweet, into Gargnag's eager ear. He is a good brother, a loyal brother, to both Cicero and our matron. He did the deed gladly. 10th of Sun's Dawn 4E 190. Only 3 of us left, Cicero, Garnag, and Pontius. 15th of Sundawn 4E 190. The Night Mother remains silent. I remain unworthy. The sanctuary remains doomed. 3rd of the First Seed 4E 190. I can hear it, deeper and deeper, louder and louder, punctuating the silence like thunder on a calm evening laughter. 4th Seed 4E 190. Laughing, 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 laughing. It is the jester, a voice from the void to cheer poor Cicero. I accept your gift, dearest Night Mother. Thank you for my laughter. Thank you for my friend. 16th of Rain Hand 4E 191. Pontius is dead. A Dark Brotherhood assassin was killed by a common bandit while walking the streets of Shaden Hall. How can something so sad be so funny? 17th of Rain's Hand 4E 191. I love the laughter, dearest Night Mother, but I still long to hear your voice. It's not too late. Speak to me, that I may set things right. I can save the sanctuary. I can save the Brotherhood. You have the laughter. Take it back. In exchange, then, the laughter for your voice? 2nd of Second Seed 4E 191. It is not safe to leave the sanctuary. It is not safe to leave the sanctuary. We'll stay here. All is well. 29th Last Seed 4E 191. Garnag is gone. Gone, 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 gone. Left to get food, but he'll be back. It's only been 3 months. 3 months? 3 months? 3 months? 3 months? 12 months? 4 sloths. 21st of Sundusks 4E 192. Cicero is dead. Cicero is born. The laughter has filled me so very completely. I am the laughter. I am the jester. The soul that has served as my constant companion for so long has breached the veil of the void, finally, forever. It is now in me. It is me. The world has seen the last of Cicero, the man. Behold Cicero, the fool of hearts, laughter incarnate. 28th of Sundusks 4E 200. Found the old journal, decided to write a treatise on silence, sound, darkness, and light. How long has it been since the Night Mother first came here? How long since I was made keeper? How long since I became the fool? Since I've been alone, since Shaden Hall fell. Silence, they started pounding on the door, like so many hammered heartbeats. It's dark in here, and it's quiet. Poor Cicero no longer hears the laughter, for he is the laughter. There is no listener in Shaden Hall, no listener in Cyrodill, no listener in me. We must leave here before the sanctuary falls, before Night Mother burns, before the Dark Brotherhood withers, before the laughter dies. 29th of Sundusks 4E 200. I took a stroll and spied a maid, but matron's duties stayed my blade. So busy now, I miss the thrill, if only I had time to kill. 30th of Sundusks 4E 200. I've written the letters So polite, so official to Astrid in Skyrim. Her sanctuary still stands, still operates, but how? No listener means no black sacrament. No black sacrament means no contracts. Her family can abandon the old ways and still survive, still kill. But is that family still brotherhood or something else? Something new, something different, something wrong, something wrong. Still we must go. Tomorrow we set sail, float on a boat through the moat called the sea, her and me. 22nd of Evening Star, 4E200. Sick of the rocking, tossing, rolling, throwing upon the gray waves. I've been reading of Skyrim, of the good days, of the old ways. There's another sanctuary once, a Dawnstar sanctuary. Good, ancient, and strong, blessed by Sithis. Cicero will go there, no need of Astrid. The mother and I will settle. She will speak to me. Finally, we will build the old ways anew together. 23rd of Evening Star, 4E200. The passphrase is mine. I have found it in a letter ancient as the sanctuary itself. The black door will ask, what is life's greatest illusion? I am to answer, innocence, my brother. Finally, a space, a place to call my own, a joker's retreat for the fool of hearts. 4th of the first seed, 4E201. The sanctuary is home, as I dared hope. Cool and dark and lovely, my sanctuary, sanctuary from all I know it's every corner, every hall, every shadowed nook and alcove, my sanctuary. The guardians know me, recognize me as keeper. They leave poor Cicero alone, the big ugly beast, a different story. He'd eat me if he could, but to bind me, grind me, he'd need to find me. And Cicero will make sure that does not happen, for I have sanctuary, sanctuary from all. 13th of the first seed, 4E201. The sanctuary is safety, salvation, but silent, so silent. I give my love to the unholy matron, I give my laughter freely, but I do not hear her. The silence has returned, now that I am laughter, and no longer hear laughter. Well, I once again hear the silence of the void. It reached across time and space, its silence is deafening once more. First of rain hand, 4E201. Mother and keeper must go. I am not listener, and never will be, but I am keeper, and I must serve my mother's will above my own. I must find her listener. I must teach Astrid the error of her ways, the beauty of necessity of the old ways. I have sent the letter to Astrid. We will leave soon, but Cicero will keep this sanctuary as his sanctuary, a place to rest and ply my trade, for I once more take up the blade, and send some lucky souls to him, when laughter strikes, as fits my whim.